album is dedicated to all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing.
Gotta hit you with the hot track.
Down to the East Coast, to the
West Side.
I'm blowing up like you thought I would, like you thought I would.
Man, what's going on, everybody? I got my 2018 Silverado. All that's irrelevant. But what we're gonna do, or my goal, is I'm gonna take the Silverado, I'm gonna turn it into a truck camper, basically. Man, what's going on, y'all? Finally back. All right, look. I know this is just the next take for y'all, but this has been a long anticipated moment. By 3 weeks, I've been waiting on everything to come in and then getting all the proper supplies. But yeah, nah, so we got some wood, got about 4 sheets of 4x8 plywood, that should be plenty. And then I got like a special piece of birch for the countertop. We'll also wrap all the wood in like a sub box carpet, so it's not just raw wood all over the place. And I haven't really found a good solution to kind of work around this too much, except just go around it kind of, and because I don't want to bring the entire floor to that height, because it just take away a good little bit of headspace. So my camera battery's died, so now I'm like just sitting in the truck letting them charge, because man, look, honestly, if I was to go pick up the other ones at home, I gotta load all this stuff up and then drive home, go pick them up, come back. So we're just gonna hang out and chill in here while they charge. I figure while we sit here, you know, we can make use of the time. So if anybody's wondering what inspired this transformation, or all this entire, what, you know, what's going on out in the first place, really, you know, I just got to a place in my life where I was unhappy. I'm unhappy with what I was doing. I was unhappy with, you know, what I was doing it for. I mean, I was working a lot, trying to make a lot of money, and I end up like going into a deep depression and dealing with all kind of mental health problems. So I wanted to do something different. I've always wanted to do YouTube videos. Love YouTube. I think we're going to incorporate a little travel swing into it. You know, so we'll be moving around, kind of like a permanent tour, but just go and shoot videos. And I would like to shoot videos with y'all. So if you're watching and you want to do a video, man, just let me know where you're at, and we could collaborate on how to make it happen. And you know, I don't just have unlimited means, and I really don't just have a lot of means, but we can work it out, you know. So, and if you don't want to shoot a video, you're just watching and you want to support, I'll drop whatever you need below. I'll drop like an email if you want to contact me. I don't know, I'll probably work on some other way so we can keep in touch. Maybe a Discord. I don't know much about Discord, but I see a lot of people use that. If you just want to support and donate, I'll put like a Cash App, Venmo, or maybe like I see other people doing Amazon list, and you know, that's helpful stuff. Yeah, so I mean, if you're just a fan of the content, or a fan of I guess vicariously living through the journey, I put all that below. If you want to show support, I mean, I would love it. Matter of fact, while we're here, huge shout out to my boy Chris Clobber. You know, he sent me some money to help me out, help me with the project. Man, tremendous thank you, bro. Oh my God, like, no, that almost made me cry. I ain't gonna lie. All right, so mid-cut, my jigsaw died on me. So I'm just gonna go home. I'm gonna charge up my jigsaw battery, get right on my camera batteries, and then we'll come back. All right, so yesterday, my jigsaw battery ended up dying. So after that, I was like, bro, you know, we're just gonna go home, get everything charged up, and then come back out here. Got everything charged up. We're ready to finish doing the cuts for the truck. So we got our back piece cut out. Got a good cut on that. Kind of got it snugged down. Now we got to work on this floor. Now the tricky part of this is kind of getting the platform, the bottom platform, at a certain level. So we're about to try to figure out the best way to kind of get around all these weird contours and then level the floor out. Right here, I cut out the cubby holes. These are gonna be for storage. This one's circular, so I can fit that round chair at the base of the truck. Now we're about to work on the side over there.
I like that.
We got the floor in. We got the turn this thing around. We got all the panels cut out for the flooring. Just look a little mess right now. So now I'm gonna put little support beams underneath all here, just to give it, you know, make it sturdy, because I'll be laying on this panel. So we gotta super secure that. So day 3, got the floor panels cut out. About to screw in all the support beams, if you want to call it that, at the bottom of this one, and then lay this long one in. Also, real quick, I forgot to mention this. So what I did to get the measurements under here is, you know, I just kind of like threw a little measuring tape and just tried to measure everything as best as possible. And when I did that, I just put little dots where I had good like solid ground underneath, so we can get like a good, like a good strong little stable spot, or whatever you want to call it. And then I marked out like everywhere I wrote the size or the height that the little support beams need to be. And then when I went to cut them, I just made the measurement, marked it out, cut it. So that's how we're gonna know what's going where. Just kind of match everything up. And it's the same thing on the other panel too. Alright, so if y'all are wondering, this is what the bed piece looks like outside of the truck. I took it out because I had to make a couple trims, like around somewhere on the corner, and then just so I could put this part of the frame in. It's easier because underneath the glove box is a little curved for the drill to get in. But this is what the frame looks like underneath. It's not really, you know, any kind of like organized way to put it. I just try to put enough support beams to kind of hold it together. For the sink, I got a little diagram and stuff I'm following for this. I mean, I don't know how much detail I'll go into, like breaking that down, but just making sure I get the right measurements. All right, so apparently I just cut all these 2x2s into my correct dimensions, but come to find out, these 2x2s are actually 1.5 inches. I mean, I didn't know that. So now I just gotta pick up another board. I'm gonna recut these short pieces. So this right here is our it's like a little 24 by 2x4, 24 by 48 little birch piece of plywood. Is the wood we're gonna stain for the countertop. We're losing daylight today. This is probably gonna be the last little piece we do. And then so I just went to Home Depot. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna mount this little faucet piece. So I just got a little PVC. I don't know what size that is. I just got something that fit in there. So what I'm about to do, we picked up a little hole saw kit from Harbor Freight. I'm about to grab like the 2.5 inch, and we're gonna drill the hole in there. This should sit down flush in there with the base of the water pump. So after we get that in there, that'll pretty much be it for today. It's been a long day. Man, I'm kind of tired now, I ain't gonna lie. So tomorrow, we'll get up. We're gonna put the whole sink together. And then at the same time, I think we'll be working on wrapping all the wood with the sub box carpet and staining the countertop and just getting everything painted and kind of putting some finishing touches. What's going on, baby? Day 4, you see it. All right, today I just got literally all the cuts are made, pretty much all the cuts. I mean, I got to make a hole in this panel, wherever it's at, this panel right here, and we're gonna do a little cabinet for the front of the sink. We're gonna be wrapping the panel over here, putting the sink together. It looks like it might rain, so I'm really hoping that doesn't stop us from doing anything. up getting pretty rainy today. So I'm on my porch right now. I just laid down some cardboard. So we're about to work on getting this countertop stain. I don't know if y'all can hear me well because of all the wind. But work on getting the countertop stain, and then we're just gonna paint the base. The countertop's gonna take at least 12 hours for the stain to dry. And we'll put some poly on top of it and try to kind of like seal it up. And then I think once I apply the coat on both of these, we're gonna start working on the electrical components and trying to hook up that auxiliary battery in the truck. All right, finally back. Today's day, whatever it is. This next part, we're gonna let the silicone dry and the sink cure. For this next part though, we'll be working on the wiring. So we're gonna be running all this 4-gauge wire from the battery, and then loom it, and then we're gonna run it inside that fender panel, and then it'll end up coming in. Kind of hard to get that hole on here, but there's a hole right here that goes in, and it comes out right down here at the floorboard, and then we'll run it back, and then all the electronic stuff will be right here, and then we'll hook all that up. So we got the wire. It's ran to the interior, ground wire, hot wire, and this little 16-gauge. This is actually for this is ignition wire for the battery charger. But anyway, it's ran off in here. And then it comes out right in here. I'm be able to pull extra slack, and we're just gonna feed it somewhere, somehow, and then that's how we connect everything right back here. For the electronics, I'm actually following. I got a little diagram right here. This is what I worked on when I came up with my research. So I'm going to be following this. It's kind of it'll probably be easier for me to just do parts of it and explain like what the update is. This is pretty much for me just doing homework on what I'll need, what electronic setup I'll need, and then kind of applying it to my situation. While I'm lighting this, we're trying to get this this good seal on here. I kind of explain a little bit of what I just completed, so that way we can kind of, you know, low-key voice over it and kill 2 birds, 1 stone. Just ran the 4-gauge wire from the battery. It's not hooked up at the battery yet, but I ran it from the battery into the cab, and then I found out that I need a 3-prong fuse tap. So I'm about to order one on Amazon tonight, and it should be here tomorrow. So we're gonna tap that DC charger ignition switch or ignition wire into the fuse instead of having to splice it. Running all the 4-gauge wire, I might end up running the 12-gauge cigarette plug wire tonight. I'm not sure yet, but so this is kind of wrapping up the 4-gauge portion. Yeah, no, I have no idea, or you know, like, I'm not professional in any of this stuff, so everything that I'm doing is brand new to me. I'm not an electrician, I'm not a carpenter. I mean, my sink sucks, you know, from a professional standpoint, I'm sure, but I mean, I like it, it's cool. This wiring, literally, I feel like there's so much information in electricity and wiring. Props to whoever's an electrician, props to y'all, because I did not realize how much you need to know. I was like, man, hey, I can't do that. That's too much to remember. But, and that's why I have a little notebook, because I just wrote down what I needed to know to, you know, just to kind of get by, and then that way I wouldn't have to reference back. I just did as much homework and research as I needed to until I had a diagram or a little like a little blueprint for me to go off of. So I knew if I saw the blueprint, whatever I put in there I could trust, because I wasn't going to put it in there without doing enough homework. But yeah, so that's that. But as far as the rest of this goes, man, I've just been winging it. I got this little bolt right here that plugs into this little battery bar. So I just took it out and I sanded it down underneath the bottom, and that's where we'll ground our wire out. But we got the whole engine compartment done now. All that's ran. We got our inline fuse, 60 amp, coming off the battery, running to the charger. We ground it out over here on that bolt. We sanded the bolt down, and then it just, you can see it's on bare metal over here. So that should be good. And then everything's loomed up. I think this is 3/4 inch loom. It's 2 4-gauge wires running inside. And then right here is where we're going to tap into, by the way, for that ignition wire that activates the charger. But then that wire comes out right here, and then I ran it under the panel. This is about as far as I could run it until it had to pop out. So we got a little bit of exposure, but nothing too crazy. And that just runs up, boom, to the charger over there, and then comes out to the charger, to the auxiliary battery. And then from the battery to the inverter, and then that's all the power. I'm about to wire in this fuse box so we can have our 12-volt cigarette plugs, 2 of them, one in the back, one in the front, just for whatever reason we might need that. The inverter comes with 3 AC plugs, so like 3 regular house plugs, and then we'll have the 2 12 volts. So we got plenty of options for power. Me personally, that's plenty. I don't need any more. So let's go ahead and get this thing wired up. Also, when we're done with all this, I am going to touch up the paint on this sink, because it got dirty in the process of putting it in, messing with it, kind of moving around it. The front, it looks pretty bad with like just marks all over it. So we're gonna get a brush and I'm gonna touch up all the paint on here just to get it looking pretty. And then once after all that's done, we're gonna do all the plumbing right here, which is pretty simple. So literally just 6-gallon clean water jug, 7-gallon gray tank, gray water jug, whatever you want to call it, and then a little draining system. And then for the water pump, we'll just run, I got some polyethylene, like whatever size fits this. We'll just run that down into the bottom of the clean jug, and then that'll be our water system. Very simple. This right here was our last piece to the puzzle. So now that our ignition wire is tapped into whatever this is, we've got our 10 amp fuse for the spliced wire and the original 15 going to whatever that's for. So we got that ran, and that just follows along down here with these other wires, and then it ends up running in to the back side into that D+. Now everything here is officially wired in. We got the fuse box, little 40 amp fuse. You don't need 4-gauge wire, I just used it because that's already what I had. Charger, that is power's coming from the main battery and it's going out into the auxiliary battery, and the battery is going to the inverter, and the inverter dishes out the regular AC plugs. And then the fuse is what we have our 2 cigar plugs ran to, which are these wires right here, and they're actually, I labeled them front and back 12 volt, so that's how we'll be able to keep up with them in case we ever got to change anything out. I got a little 10 amp fuse on both of those, and in short, that is our entire electronic system. Real quick, I just turned the truck on. The green light indicates that the charger's working, and then we'll cut it off real quick, and then it goes off with it. And then one more time. And we're good. Everything's working properly. for the drainage, we got this little whatever, you know, thing I got off Amazon. It should hook up to the sink fine. We got the gray water tank right here, and then I'm just gonna, you know, run the drain to it. I might have to cut it right here just so it'll get some drainage, but we'll see how it kind of works out. We got the fresh water tank. I just filled that up. That's like a 6-gallon clean water tank. Since it's so close to my electronic stuff, I'm just gonna have the cap on it. Like if I'm ever moving and if I'm stationary, I can keep the cap off and just like leave the little bottle hose in it, so I could just, you know, turn it on and off as I please. But when I'm moving, I'll secure it so we don't have to worry about spilling water anywhere. Anyway, so I mean, super easy, convenient, not really too much to worry about. It just literally, and then we got our water flow. The way I did my faucet, we can adjust it. So if I ever want to, you know, like turn it around and use it outside, I can just push it toward me. So there goes that, and I mean, that's pretty much it. Pretty, you know, simple and to the point. So the last time we just finished the sink up, so now today I'm gonna be putting the furniture in. And we're out here on the beach, it's a little windy, so I don't know how the audio is, so I guess I'll kind of see if y'all can hear me later. But I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all what it looks like. I put one of the chairs, the chair that goes in the little round circle, in here already, and then we're gonna outfit it with the rest of the furniture. So this is what it looks like right now. And then, I need a vacuum one more time just to get all that little stuff that kind of got caught. So we got the sink right here, full setup. That's gonna be the desk, to where this little seat goes, that round chair goes here, and then we just have like a little desk for office space slash eat-in slash whatever we need it for. Just the whole layout here. And now I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like with the furniture in. Also, I got this little shower mirror right here, like 20 bucks on Amazon. It just suction cups onto the, or it's got like a little sticky hook type deal on the window. And then boom, and these like window screens, they're good for like keeping mosquitoes out and giving you some ventilation. So you just roll the window down, and then now you can circulate air. I also have one for that side, it's just not on right now. But anyway, let's get to it. All right, now this right here, this like, okay, so the lid comes off, chair goes in, this pops up, and then you get the little office station. I'll show you from the other side. And this is just low enough, like when it goes down into the ground, like underneath, it's just low enough to where you get a good amount of headspace, like clearance up here, so it, like you're not gonna get in the way. But I'm only like 5'10", so it works out perfectly for me. So that's the office. Also, my favorite part for gaming, I got this monitor. It's like, I forgot the specific kind, but I got it off Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, either one. I got it from my boy Tony, he was cool. So we're gonna hook this up, and then we'll put the bed in. All right, now this right here, quick little rough draft of the bed. I'm trying to beat this weather, y'all. And then that sleep system right here.
Entertainment.
And everything else is still there. All right, the rain ended up getting us in Galveston, so I had to do a little bit of improvising. Just got the bed fully set up over here at the apartment. All right, so this is our inside shot of old spaceship, and I mean, I guess we could do a quick little run or something. You know, let me hook up my hotspot, and we live on the game. We got it! All right, so this is the gaming aspect of the truck. My personal favorite part, the part I was most excited for, probably next to the sink, maybe, I don't know. This is definitely the whole reason for the electronic system. Gotta be able to cod on the go. So from here, we'll just kind of transition over to the sink. All right, so we got the game loading up right here. We got the sink over here, a mirror, just, you know, to be able to check your teeth when you're brushing your grill, or if you just want to check your hair or whatever, you know, whatever you need a sink for, everything really. And then I'll cut the light on over here a little bit. We got our stained countertop with polyurethane coat. Put about 5 coats on there, so It's got a nice little glossy look to it in real life. And then we got our water flow. Flows fine. Our little miniature drain stoppie. I love this little guy. Alright, so that pretty much wraps up this video. It's been an interesting little journey from start to finish on this build. It's been fun. It's probably taken about a month and a half total, roughly. Starting, I didn't know anything about this. I just learned along the way. I looked up a lot of YouTube videos, so that's about it. I have no idea what I'm doing. You know, this just kind of came together. And then finally, this is what we ended up with. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, drop a comment, let me know what you would have done differently, because I know there's a million different ways you could do this. And somebody in there is gonna be like, well, why do you do that? Why do you do that? My friend already asked me, why'd you put a sink, not a cooler or a fridge? I know, like I said, I don't know how to do any of this stuff, so any criticism is all welcome. Drop it down there. Once again, shout out to my boy Chris Clobberin. Huge help, bro. I really appreciate it. You the best. Shout out to SO. If you're watching this video right now, shout out to you. Thanks for making it to the end. Thanks for clicking. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if y'all want to see some more. Just, you know, one button, one click. Do that. And then got a lot more content dropping soon. I'm not exactly sure what direction I'm gonna take this truck. If I'm gonna continue to do more like similar to van life content or not. I may or may not. Haven't completely decided. Either way, if you made it this far, I love you. And I think that's about it. Everything, drop it below, drop below, drop below. This Big Nugget, I'm out.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Molly Mall.